Welcome to our webinar, How to Secure Your Confidential Mobile Communication. My name is Jean-Michel Aramis. I am Head of Professional Security Services at Post. Just a practical remark during the webinar, don't hesitate to ask questions via the chat. A specific response session will occur at the end of the webinar. Cyberforce. Next slide, please. Cyberforce. In September 2019, Post decided to create a new brand, a new department called Cyberforce, and to regroup in this department all the security consultants to help our customers to face different challenges. Next slide. Today, enterprise face to the several security challenges, like the growth of attack in quantity and complexity, like the workload to certify audit compliance, regulation, and creation of report, pen test dashboard, and so on. The need to have a continuous risk management and risk mitigation mindset, but also to help enterprise to accelerate IT digitalization with security by design. Enterprise want also to create business values and to pass IT certification, and they have a hard competition to acquire and to keep security experts and advisors. Next slide. To help our customers, the Cyberforce entities regroup 5 services. The first one, advisory services, who help our customers to make the gap between your information systems and the norms. The cyber forensics and offensive security in charge of finding vulnerabilities in your platforms. The third one, my services, in charge of building a wall to protect the different assets of your environment. And the fourth one, a request to monitor and to defend your system with the security operations centers and the CSIRT activities. And last but not least, Cyberlabs at Post Cyberforce are in charge of innovative solutions like mobile communication solutions. Next slide. Today, we can propose you different telecom security solutions. The first one, mobile communication recording for professionals in the financial sectors. We develop our own telecom intrusion detection systems and SMS anti-phishing solution, and Cyberforce is part of the 5G security project. Cyberforce established a strong partnership with THALES, mainly in 2 different projects. The first one for access management and single sign-on called SafeNet Trusted Access. The second one for Cyber Trusted Cloud Key Management for data encryption and key management. Today, we will focus on 3 different Aircom THALES solutions called CryptoSmart, CryptoBox, and Citadel. And I give the floor to Philippe to explain the added values of these solutions.
Thank you, Michel. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Philippe Grand from Thales Aircom. So are the mobile devices the weak point of our digital arsenal? That's the question of today. Indeed, you can see on this slide some impressive figure. Mobile phone clearly today are the horse of Troy hackers are using to get access to your personal data or to get access to the company organization network. Let's move to the next slide, please. The increasing usage of the bring your own device and also of B2C applications such as WhatsApp, Dropbox, and so on by professionals is a risk for companies because we exchange business topics on this kind of application. And it's really a nice playground for hackers. This is what we call basically shadow IT. So there are 3 main risks that are usually identified. The first one here is the local hacking. If you lose your phone or if your phone is stolen, the hacker will be able to enter into your phone quite easily so as to retrieve your data and potentially sensitive data. The second one is the network hacking. Basically, your communications, voice and SMS can be intercepted by, for example, spoofing. This is particularly true for people who are traveling abroad to unsafe areas. The last one, which is quite popular nowadays, is the mobile hacking through malware. So you know this method consists in opening a corrupted file that you may receive from an application or from an email. And this file will operate will be able to operate and to have access, for example, to your contact list or to other information in your mobile phone, or even to open your microphone or your camera. We have a lot of examples of well-known people like Jeff Bezos or via WhatsApp, or Angela Merkel and many German politicians who recently were victim of this kind of malware or network hacking. But even legally, those free B2C applications may expose your company data, may monetize your metadata, and may not operate in Europe, and consequently, they may have different regulation, including about data privacy. Next slide, please. Consequently, so as to provide security and privacy for professionals when they communicate and collaborate, even on the go, Thales Aircom has developed three main solutions enabling companies to fight efficiently against shadow IT. CryptoSmart is the most advanced solution to protect the mobile phone and the communications at a level of security that we call the military grade and on a standard smartphone. CryptoBox is the collaborative platform used by governments and sensitive companies to store and exchange securely sensitive data, even on the cloud. And Citadel Team is the instant messaging application which provides security and privacy to professionals who are looking for an alternative solution to B2C instant messaging application. Next one, please. So CryptoSmart, this is the most advanced solution, the most secure solution to protect the mobile phone and the communication, and again, available on a standard smartphone. CryptoSmart is a government-grade solution, which has been certified up to restricted and according to common criteria EAL4+, and which has been used, for example, by the French government. More than 10 entities of the French government are using this solution to protect their sensitive communication. And this is true for the presidency, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Ministry of Defense, for example. CryptoSmart has been a joint development with Samsung, so between Samsung and Thales Aircom. Consequently, CryptoSmart works on standard Samsung smartphone and adding a kind of security layer on top of the Knox solution. Next slide, please. So CryptoSmart is doing three major things, three levels of protection. The first one is the local protection. That means that the phone is fully encrypted, and if a hacker finds your phone, if you lose it, for example, the hacker will not be able to get into it. This is really the protection that a lot of our customers are looking for, because if you lose your phone, normally you will not retrieve it. So this is a strong protection of your data, your sensitive data on your phone. The second protection of the local protection is the fact that CryptoSmart will be able to define a whitelist of applications determined by the administrator. Consequently, if a malware tries to operate in CryptoSmart, the phone is going to be blocked. As a conclusion, the malware will not be able to operate on CryptoSmart. The second level of protection is the communication. So CryptoSmart will protect your voice and SMS communication with end-to-end encryption. So it will not allow an interception by a man in the middle to read or to listen your conversations. And the last protection, the third protection of CryptoSmart, is the internet protection, the data protection. CryptoSmart is using military-grade VPN used by the French authorities to protect the data flow between the phone and the company gateway, so that your emails, your data browsing, your intranet application will be protected, and you will be able to work securely from any public Wi-Fi hotspot or any cellular network around the world. Next, please. So this slide is more a summary of what you should know about CryptoSmart. So first of all, it's a certified solution approved by the French security agency called ANSSI, up to restricted. In terms of customer, the customers using CryptoSmart today are mainly, I would say, public entities, governments, international organizations, and also sensitive companies. For example, critical network infrastructure, energy, transport, aviation, defense, and also banking, lawyers. So all the companies who really need to protect their communications. CryptoSmart security relies on a specific SIM card called CyberSIM. The secrets, the encryption keys, are stored in this SIM card. And as you may know, a SIM card is a very strong layer that cannot be broken even by laser. So that's really a strong security guarantee of CryptoSmart using this SIM card. CryptoSmart is available as an on-premise solution, enabling full administration, control, and of course, sovereignty to our customers. So what does that mean? It means that we will integrate CryptoSmart equipment, like the servers, gateways, and card managers into the customer IT, so that CryptoSmart is going to be connected to the customer IPBX, proxy, email server, and PKI. This will enable our customers to generate their own keys by using their PKI and their certificates. CryptoSmart is available on the sub-range of Samsung devices, as you can see here, that we have selected with Samsung and certified. So you have high-end smartphones, currently the S20, and we will launch the S21 in April. We have mid-range smartphones, we have ruggedized phones also, and we have tablets for companies who are going to use our phones either on the field, they may prefer ruggedized, or for example, to secure business application, they will prefer tablets. So this is particularly true for customers like in logistics, in police, in aviation, for example. The solution is really future-proof, which means that the end user who today is using an S20 will be able to switch seamlessly to an S21 when it's available. So as a conclusion for this slide, I would say that CryptoSmart is the best compromise between the level of security and the ease of use. Next slide. So this slide is a little bit a summary of the use cases that CryptoSmart enable. CryptoSmart is the solution, of course, to protect your sensitive data, in case you lose your mobile phone. CryptoSmart also protects your communication in terms of, because of the end-to-end encryption. CryptoSmart protects also your phone against malware. It is also important to understand that CryptoSmart, being hosted in the customer premise, does not have any backdoor. So even the administrator will not be able to access to your communications. CryptoSmart is doing end-to-end encryption, but can do also what we call half encrypted communication. For example, if you travel in unsafe area, in unsafe countries, you may want to place an encrypted call to a contact who may not have a crypto smartphone. So your call will be encrypted from the unsafe country to the company gateway, and then it's going to be clear in your country, so that you will not be intercepted in the country where you think that there is a risk potentially. For smaller organizations, smaller companies, CryptoSmart is also available as a SaaS model, so that the customer will not have to invest in the equipment and the maintenance of the solution. And for big organizations, on the contrary, who may have in several countries, who may have several IT systems, CryptoSmart can also set up inter-gateways to enable secure communication between various trusted entities. That's my presentation about CryptoSmart. I hope it was clear, and I will be at your disposal to answer to your question following Anna's presentation on Citadel team. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Philippe. Hello, everyone. So my name is Anna. I'm from the Citadel team, THALES, and I'll be presenting you this tool today. So what is Citadel team? It's an instant messaging tool really focused around security. The idea is that you're able to make some end-to-end encrypted communications on all your platforms, so with very easy deployments, and you can manage your fleet. Can we take a look at the next slide, please? Okay, thank you. So the idea here is really to have at the same time the security with the ease of use that you can have on your day-to-day tools, like for example, WhatsApp, things like that. But again, really with the security. So it's all in the design. The data is located in France. It's operated by THALES. We guarantee the identity of all our users. You're able to make some end-to-end encrypted communications. You can also audit the service. Also, we do some pen test on it every 3 months, have every bug bounty, things like that. And just like CryptoSmart just before, we are ongoing the certification with the French Security Agency. Okay, so it's a tool that's available to everyone, either with a free contract or, but it's focused for the professionals. And we have already a lot of people that trust us. As you can see, 30% of the CAC 40, which are the 40 biggest companies in France, also governments, international organizations. So we have very different clients and a lot of different use cases. So what we'll do, just to take a look at the core functions, well, I'll just start a little demonstration so we can straight away see what it looks like, and it will be a little bit easier to understand. Okay, so I'll just share my screen here. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes, okay, thank you very much. So Citadel is available on all your devices, as I said before, so Android or iOS. So the application Citadel Space Team is downloadable freely on all the application stores. We are also available on the navigators, and we have a desktop app, and we're even available on your tablets, and all of this simultaneously. So very convenient. So here, let's take a look at my little demonstration here. So on the right, you can see my iPhone, and on the left, you can see my navigator. Now, the iPhone interface is very similar to the Android one. And by the way, if you have a Citadel account, feel free to connect at the same time as I'm talking, just so that we can exchange all together and send messages, and you can test out the different things I'm showing as I go showing them, okay? Also, feel free to ask any questions if you have any in the chat, so we can answer it at the end of this presentation. Okay, so just before we start, you can take a look here at my notifications, and notice one thing is that you do not see the messages that are sent to me. Now, this is not because I've set that on my iPhone. This is because we do not send the content of your messages to the notification centers, either Apple or Android, okay? This is a first level of security because we really want to take care of the privacy of your communications, okay? Now let's take a look here at our account, open the application here. So it was open a few minutes ago, so it won't ask me anything. Otherwise, it asks you for a Face ID, Touch ID, or a PIN code of the telephone. Okay? Now, what I suggest we do is we start off very quickly at a few things from the basic interface. So let's start off on the top left on both computer and phone with the personal settings. So today we're really focusing on the security that's available on Citadel. Okay, now let's take a look especially at the security and privacy section of our parameters. You see that you can activate here the multi-factor authentication, which you can also activate from your phone. Now, by activating this, you can receive either by SMS or email a verification code. Every time that you connect to a new device, you will receive this code. Now, this allows you to really keep to add another level of security, to keep track of the devices on which you're connected and make sure nobody else connects to your account. Okay? Now, if we go a little further in this direction, you see that just under that, on your computer, you can see your devices. And on your phone, just go to Advanced and Devices on which I'm connected. And so again, you can really keep track of where you are connected. And if a device is compromised, you can disconnect it remotely, like this, and delete. Okay? So that's for the first levels of security. Now, let's go back here to our home page. So we have our list of conversations either on the left if you're on your computer, or really on the home page if you're on your phone. And so of course it's an instant messaging tool, but you can also make some secured phone calls. So let's just take a look very quickly at this option. So it's on your phone. It's an option that you can add. So it's for the corporate pack for the professionals, and it's some end-to-end voice over IP calls. Okay, so you can call some other Citadel users with all the security, and you can even have a call with more than one person, with like 2 to 3 persons. If you have a little meeting to arrange, you can always use this feature. Okay. Now let's go back just to the messages. And as some of you might have seen, we created a little room before the starting of this webinar. So here it is, webinar, how to communicate, how to secure your confidential mobile communications. And so we have invited you all into the room. Now, when you create a room on Citadel, what's interesting, it's that it's private. the only people that are able to see it and to access it are the people that you invite into it, but you're able to invite either people from your company or people from outside of your company. And also, you can invite as many people as you want into the room. So here we are 10 today present into the room, but I have invited 26 more. And if I wanted to create a room with 2,000 people, I could do it. Now, I won't extend on that. If you want, there are FAQs, things like that, just to see that more in depth. But you know that you have this freedom. Now, seconds ago, I told you that you could invite people that are from your company or people that are from outside of your company. Now, of course, if you're dealing with a sensitive data, that could be a problem. That can be something that maybe scares you. Now, of course, we thought of that. And so the idea is really that everything in the interface tells you that there are external people in your group. So you have the banners here that allow you first to tell you that there are external people in your company. Sorry. So you can see it in the member list. If we take a look at the member list, so on the phone, what you do is you click on the title of the room, scroll down, and you see here the members, see the 13 members. And so you even have filters. So for me, I'm a THALES person, so I can filter up on THALES. Here I am with my co-workers. On the phone, it works just the same. And then I can see people that are from the other companies and filter out on those people. Okay, so I really have those indicators to tell me what's going on. But then that's not the only thing. Maybe you noticed while I was activating the different filters that there is a difference in the form of the avatar. As you can see, people that are outside of my company have a square avatar. And so again, everything is done just to make your life easier and to be able to know straight away who's from home and who's not from home. Okay, so if you're on sensible data, you straight away know what's going on. Okay, so when you're in a conversation in Citadel, the idea is that you can send, of course, messages, you can exchange some files, so any kinds of file, video, pictures, presentations, Excel analysis, whatever. So for example, here I have a little user guide that's a PDF, so I can either drag and drop, okay, up to 200 megabytes. So really, again, a lot of freedom in the use. You can even send video, so really useful. On the phone, you can even send your location. For example, this is used by the firefighters in France, also a little bit by defense. So if they have to manage some crisis situations or to see where one and another are, you can really send all those things. So here I'll send you my location and you can see what it looks like. Okay. Now, this is just for the very basic things that you can do. Let's take a look just at the list of members very quickly. So remember, we click on the title of the room. So about here, we scroll down and we see all our users. Now, as you can see, I am, administrator of my room. We always suggest to have at least 2 to 3 administrators just in case, but when I create my room, I am the one and only administrator. And so with this title, I can change the settings of the room. And so I suggest we just take a look at those parameters very quickly. Now, on the computer, you just click here on this little icon. On the phone, I'll just repeat to make sure that you've understood. You click on the title of the room and you go scrolling down. So in the useful parameters that you can have, you can limit the capacity to invite, you can limit the capacity to send a message so as to create some read-only rooms if maybe you want to make some top-bottom communications. So for example, here in THALES for the COVID, we had rooms like that were read-only where we would have information over what's going on, what they were putting into practice to help us and everything. So we were not kind of polluted or disturbed by the noise of the hello everyone, I don't understand, things like that. And that doesn't impede you from creating other conversation with the same people, things like that. So again, a lot of freedom. Now, Going back to security, if you're on very strong levels of sensible data, of things that are very important to you. Now, again, the rooms are private and visible only by the people you invite, and the data is encrypted at rest. The network flows are also encrypted, but if you want to add another level of security, you can add the end-to-end encryption. So here, you just click here, you activate it here, and on the phone, it's here. So again, it's another level of security added to the security that's already on the tool by default. So it's really when you are on very sensible data, okay? So that's it for the security. What we also propose here on Citadel are the audio and video conference tools, okay? Now, here in this room, we are already 11, so they're available. There are, some limits. So the video conference is available in the rooms that are top 10 users, and the audio conference is available to the top 30 users, okay? Max 30 users into your room. Now, what I'll do, I have a little here training Citadel room where we are only 4, so I'll be able to show you the video conference so that you have an idea of what it looks like. Maybe Livia or Julien, are you around? I feel like I have the demo effect. Okay, always. So you're able to start an audio conference. You will be able to share your screen, things like that. There are videos available in which we will be able to show you this. And as you have been able to see, a trial will be available for all of you if you want to try it out with your colleagues or your teams. Here to test it for free during 30 days. So you'll be able to experience the sharing of the screen and things like that. I see that here a video conference has started. Thank you. So I can join in. It will maybe take a second to charge. And so it looks like this. I'll just authorize everything and block my microphone. Like this, better. So you can see both of us. Like this. And of course, you can share your screen. So I'll just quit it so that we don't have the parasite noise, but at least you can see what it looks like. The one last thing that I wanted to show you is the administration console. If you remember well, when I started this presentation, I said that you were able to manage your fleet. Now, this is of course available for the people that have a corporate pack, and we offer the possibility to manage the people that are using your dedicated server. Okay, so let's just take a look like this. So here we have a little filter on my name. And what happens is you can see all the people that are into your subscription. Okay, you can here activate every option depending on the number of licenses that you have subscribed to. And then if I go here on my profile, I can deactivate my account. So this is really the idea of being able to manage your fleet. If you have people that are leaving the company, again, if you're dealing with some sensible data, things like that, you don't want people to be able to continue accessing those documents, especially if they're from high up committees, things like that. You really want people to stop having access to the service when they leave the company or when you see there's something going on. So you can deactivate the account, and at that point, they leave every room they're into and the data is deleted, okay? As an administrator, you have also access to the different devices they have on their account, okay? So again, if you're informed that a device is compromised, you can disconnect it all from the administration console. It also allows you to have a little bit of statistics. So you can do an export on the research that you've done. So here I am doing it. So I have here the 5 people that I had my filter on. I can have their email address, their technical ID. I can see whether the different options are activated or not with the date of activation. I see if they have the MFA or not activated, so the multi-factor authentication, you remember. And we can see the last connection date. So you can really just keep track of what is the usage of your users. Plus, you have a nice customer success team, which I'm a part of, that is with you during all your contract just to give you more information about your fleet if you need to. Okay, so that's it for me. Do we have any questions? So I'll just take a look maybe at the chat.
Thank you, Anna.
Hello? Yes? Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you. So Marion, do we have any question regarding Citadel, Team, or CryptoSmart?
Yes, sorry, I was mute. So I have a question for you, Anna.
Yes.
Could you please precise more of the differences there are between Citadel and WhatsApp?
Yes, of course. So really there are many differences between Citadel and WhatsApp. So I'll try to be fast. So first of all, of course, we're trying to get a certification with the French Security Agency. Our data is in France, and we do not use your data. So big plus. We can administrate your fleet. So again, delete users that are not in the company anymore. So keep track of who has access to your sensible data. We guarantee the identity through the email. Also, the invitations are not forced. So you might have seen it for those who have joined us on Citadel. When you're invited, you're not thrown in a room. You can either accept or decline the invitation, and you have already the information of who's in there, what's going on. You can really see who's from your company or outside your company. We delete your data on demand also if you need to. We have the audits and the pen tests. The source code is available if asked to. The notifications are anonymous. As I told at the beginning of the presentation, we do not send the content of the messages to the notification centers. There's the support, the possibility to add some bots also to the service, where you can be on simultaneously on all your devices without needing to have your phone. So really, I think it's a very different service. The idea is to make it as simple as WhatsApp and as easy to use, but the services are very different.
And if I can add also, Citadel, if you want the full service, you have to pay for Citadel, which is a good news. Because if you don't pay for a service, it's because the business model behind is hidden, and but there is always a business model behind. So the fact that Citadel, you have to pay for it if you want to have the full service, means that the only revenue driven is the revenue driven by the subscription on Citadel, and Citadel provide guarantees of service because you pay for the service, so there is a guarantee about the service, about the data, about the privacy, and about the availability of the service.
And we have another question. What is the difference with, for example, other collaboration tools, such as, for example, WebEx, Microsoft Teams?
Okay, so for example, compared with WebEx, we're on a totally different kind of tool. Again, WebEx is really a tool that's around video conference and audio conference. That's really the major point of focus. Whereas Citadel, the point of focus is around really instant messaging, being able to be very portable on all your devices, exchange documents, and we have added the video and the audio conference just to make it, you know, to answer as many problematics that you may have and to really help you out as much as we can on a daily basis.
Clearly, the two products are not in competition. You can use WebEx for certain use case and Citadel for other use cases. But of course, technology is convergent. So that's the reason why both propose video and both propose audio, etc.
Also for Teams, again, we are not, the idea is not to compete with them. You know, we know that Teams is all with the document gestion, things like that. Really, the idea with Citadel, again, is to give you access to a very secure tool that's hosted in France or Europe, instead of being in the United States. So depending on the American laws, things like that, you know, it's really about the trust and the security and the ease of use. So maybe more for your very sensible data.
Okay, and with Citadel, where is the data stored?
It's stored in France.
Okay. And last question, are both solutions, Citadel and CryptoSmart, compatible?
Yes, they are.
Yes, you can download Citadel on a CryptoSmart product, which means that it will add a layer of security, of course. And that's basically CryptoSmart in this case will be used to secure the mobile phone locally. And Citadel will be used to secure all the exchanges that you want to have within the application, whether it is voice communication, video communication, or exchanges of text messages or files, for example.
Okay, thank you. It was the last question.
Yes. Are there any other questions, maybe?
So
Okay,
I think,
thank you.
I think we can add one thing, is that if you want to test Citadel, so of course you have been invited to a free version that will enable you to exchange instant messaging, text, and so on. If you want to have the full flavor of the product, you have the possibility to get Citadel for free during 30 days. And to really test the product as an extensive user.
Yep.
Okay, thank you very much, everybody.
Yes, thank you to all for your presence today.
If you have other questions, don't hesitate to contact your account manager at Post, and we will make relationship with Aircom to give you all the information. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a nice day, evening.
Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.